This is the chapter everything comes down to. The beginning of the end has begun. We've been waiting 3 weeks for this punch to land. As Rosario hangs over the ropes like a bath towel, Mashiba's chopping right takes flight, and it accelerates like a spaceship approaching the speed of light. The chapter is called Reach, and as Mashiba's right hand reaches for the champion, we see the whole gang watching anxiously in their seats. Even Sawamura is nervous. Itagaki says if he can reach, it's over. This sounds extremely familiar. This was the same theme with Kimura when he had to reach 3 more centimeters to hit Mashiba. Mashiba's corner shouts, "Go!" Ippo says, "Reach!" The whole arena supports the Grim Reaper that isn't so grim anymore. He's a warrior of fair judgment now. As Mashiba throws the longest punch in history, he's thinking about his sister. He doesn't want to make her worry anymore. He wants her to go through life with a smile. This is the most important person in his life. He says, "I'm going to become..." What? Tell us! What in the world is this panel? What is this? This is one of the most beautiful and powerful panels I've ever seen in this manga. This is Mashiba's story, his life, his past, everything that has built him to be the man he is in the current moment. Miyata, Kimura, Ippo, Sawamura, all of them have influenced him as a boxer and as a man. We see his sister, his co-workers, his boss, his teacher, his coach, and of course his own work, the road work. But where is Takamura? The ass beating he gave Mashiba in the bar had to be life-changing too. Ippo shouts again, "Reach!" The ball of energy that is Mashiba's right hand is still flying. Will it land? Yes! It doesn't only land, it lands so hard that Rosario looks like a damn banana tree during a hurricane. Whoever gave him that skin fade belongs in prison. The whole gang is visibly excited. They look relieved because the chopping right landed clean. Mashiba's coach even makes a full-on fist. His first world champ boxer. Look at this. As Rosario holds himself up by the ropes, he looks like he's kissing Mashiba's glove. What is this? His head didn't move a single inch. It's like Mashiba tapped his head like an elevator button. Now back to the crowd cam. The excitement just now immediately devolved into confusion and even shock. They look like Mashiba just got kidnapped by aliens. His coach even releases his fist. He's not sure anymore what to think. Is it over or not? I'm having goddamn goosebumps. Every page feels unbearable to me because this is my first read-through. What is this? Mashiba stopped his punch. His fist is barely an inch away from Rosario's head. Then a whole commotion starts. Mashiba's coach is in distress and rushes to the ring. The ref looks at Mashiba and realizes something. The same thing Mashiba's coach just noticed. Please say it ain't what I'm thinking, man. We see the same panel again. Both of them are completely motionless. What is this? Mashiba's coach runs so fast to reach Mashiba that he falls to the ground. He's absolutely tweaking. Nobody knows what's happening except for Mashiba's coach and the ref probably. No. What is this? Mashiba, no. It's exactly what I was thinking of. We see the point of view of Mashiba's coach as Mashiba falls to the ground. As his head is about to hit the canvas, his coach extends his hands in order to save his student. And just last second, his coach drifts across the whole ring and manages to catch Mashiba. The ref was about to step in too. Mashiba's coach is worried beyond belief. This is his dear student, we could even say son, who's possibly in a life-threatening situation. And we see Mashiba now lying flat on the ground with his head supported by his coach. Rosario can't believe this shit. Neither can I, to be frank. The commentator says, it didn't reach. What separated him from the world was just a few millimeters. And it's exactly what happened to Kimura. The same exact thing. But millimeters is even more frustrating than 3 centimeters. The position was even more favorable for Mashiba too. The fight is over. The WBC World Lightweight title match has been decided. In out of shape, freshly released out of prison, Rosario has successfully defended his title. I'm speechless. But we have to look at this properly. My first reaction is, what the fuck is this? Why? He had such a good redemption arc and now this? What was it all for? It was for this. His development as a human and as a man. It feels unfair. It feels so damn unfair to see our new favorite fighter lose. That's the same feeling Rosario had before and during the fight. Everything was unfair. Because life is unfair. The world is unfair. And he wanted to make everybody as unhappy as he was. And he did it, that bastard. When Miyata lost against Mashiba way back in the beginning, it felt so disgusting. He was supposed to be one of the main guys. How could a superstar like him lose to a cheater? Yet it happened and Mashiba snatched Miyata away from Ippo. Does this mean this is punishment? No, not at all. This is just how it goes sometimes. If you wanted to, you could say, of course, he got what he deserved. He cheated back then and now he lost against a cheater. But he actually developed and made amends. He changed. These are two completely different scenarios. The Mashiba from back then doesn't exist anymore. This loss is just a loss. That's it. It's the world of boxing and the fan favorite loses sometimes. It was a complete upset. If Rosario hadn't cheated, Mashiba would have won, right? Yeah, but if Rosario had gone through a full training camp, we might have lost much earlier. In my opinion, Mashiba should have just elbowed Rosario once and caused a cut. The toilet water ref let Rosario cheat from start to finish, so why not do it too? Let Mashiba accept his demons and then get a draw because of the point deductions on both sides. Then a rematch where both fight clean and Mashiba wins through sheer skill. But that's just me. Did I expect Mashiba to win? Yes, because he's gotten as far as he did with Ippo's help. But it actually increases the value of championship belts when less boxers from Ippo's generation have a belt. Let's assume Sendo 2 ends up losing or at least gets a draw against Ricardo. It would mean the only one from that generation with a world title is Volk, and he's not even from their home country. So Ippo might end up becoming the only home champion from his generation after all. And Mashiba's story won't end here. It doesn't make sense to show his awakening and then just push him into retirement. Give the man a rematch against a fair Rosario and win off screen. What's much more important now are the next couple chapters. Let's see how he interacts with Ippo after all this, because this is another element of Ippo's perception of the boxing game. I think Morikawa does this with a plan in mind. He doesn't care about your feelings. He's focused on his end game and executes his decisions regardless of how upset readers become. Miyata had a setback and ended up becoming OPBF champion. And now Mashiba has the same setback. Doesn't matter. It's just that we all automatically feel entitled to a satisfactory outcome because we've suffered through an almost 8-month-long fight. I'm not talking off a high horse here. As I've said before, I expected him to win too. But apparently this is a statement. Not everybody is cut out to be a champion. This puts even more respect on Takamura's game, to be honest. At least be happy that we have actual good build-ups, character development and emotional pain as opposed to dog shit like One Piece or Demon Slayer where everybody just becomes infinitely strong and the writing doesn't allow any painful sacrifices. Let's discuss in the comments what happens going forward. Does Sando win against Ricardo? What will happen to Mashiba now? And will Ippo become world champion in the end?